of the 5th edition. Join our various gaming groups as we play the 5th edition of Dungeons & Dragons. And maybe just hang out and chat about gaming in general. Sit back and enjoy the show.
Hi, this is Kelly, aka Trixie from Ragnarok and Roll, assigned to Ragnarok Story, and Tilda Wimblewick from D&D Journey of the 5th Edition. First off, I would just like to say thank you to everyone for listening to our varied adventures, as well as for rating us on iTunes and RPGpodcast.com. If you haven't rated us yet, we would greatly appreciate it if you could. And if you're looking for more ways to support our efforts, we are now on Patreon, a great site where you can help us continue making more podcasts, as well as some special surprises for our patrons. If you can, please look us up at www.patreon.com/cppn. Every little bit helps. And again, thank you for listening.
Hey guys, Jim here.
And Kelly.
And we are on a better topic today, I'm just going to say. Day 25 of the 30-day Dungeons & Dragons Challenge. Oh my God, we're almost done, thank God. And the topic of the day is your favorite magic item.
Well, like with a lot of things, it all depends. Of course, for my favorite magic...
I know your answer.
Oh, yeah, you do. Okay, the general favorite one is a bag of holding. Just because it's like you don't have to worry about encumbrance and you get to carry a lot more. I would friggin' love to have one in real life. God, that would just be so awesome. I think any woman would, especially if you've tried to go through my purse. Anytime it's like, honey, just grab it out of my purse, and it's like this wave of fear crosses the face. It's like, no, I'm not going in. But bag of holding. But as a caster, when I'm a caster, I am really fond of the Pearl of Power. The Pearl of Power lets you gives you basically an extra spell slot. And as usually as a healer, having an extra heal every day, that's pretty freaking nice.
That is a good touch. I mean,
I gotta say, that's a handy one to have, to keep, the groups alive.
Mm-hmm. And it is nice because any caster can attune to the Pearl of Power, which is nice.
So yeah, whenever you do the wish list, those two are always on my wish list pretty much. The bag of holding is, but also, if I'm a caster, the Pearl of Power.
Yes, because especially today's topic of all the topics, GMs, get your players' feedback. I know some people consider it meta, whatnot. Who cares? Your players have an idea of what characters they want to play. Have them all sit down and have them write down a uncommon, common, and a rare magic item they would like to have pop up at some point in the adventure.
Mm-hmm.
Not only is it a great moment when all of a sudden the player goes, aha, that's my magic item, but all of a sudden when everyone in the group tries to grab the really cool thing, like a Pearl of Power. And then everyone has to, in character, hopefully have a negotiation of why one person deserves it over the others. And of course, my honorable mention is, of course, your primary mention, the wondrous, uncommon bag of holding.
Yes!
Holds up to 500 pounds of gear while weighing 15 pounds. It's the gift of every GM and every player, so you don't have to give a crap about encumbrance anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Just saying. And of course, there's the handy haversack version.
Heward's handy haversack. I was just going to mention that.
Yep, that's the little brother to the bag of holding.
No, it's the big brother.
It's the ridiculous one. It's that massive field backpack with all the pouches.
Mm-hmm.
But the nice thing, too, is if the bag is overloaded or takes damage, all items inside are lost to the astral plane. So
Oh,
somewhere floating around in the astral plane is everyone's underwear floating around.
oh my God. This was a funny image.
And don't forget, if you turn the bag down and shake it, all the contents come out, which makes for hilarious moments when the guards are searching the party or they get captured, and a couple of goblins are like pouring this bag out. It just keeps pouring and just keeps pouring. Something funny about that.
Well, I like the bag of holding so much that when I created a Scion character, and you get to create birthrights and stuff and those types of things, I actually created sort of a bag of holding. It's like a bag of holding light,
Mm-hmm.
because it does not have near the capacity. But one of the features, because it doesn't have that massive amounts of capacity, is it only the owner can pull anything out of it. So if somebody else were to look inside it, it would look empty.
Mm-hmm.
Cost me points, but
Because it is really, really handy, especially for smuggling people if need be.
well, no, you can't fit a person in, hers, but
Well, it depends on the
but in the
person.
bag. But remember with the bag of holding though, if you don't get to let them out, they're gonna, asphyxiate.
But for my actual choice, though, you know me, it's one of my favorite ones as a player and as a GM to give to my players to see what the hell these lunatics will do with it. The alchemy jug.
Ah, that one is a lot of fun, I do have to say.
A 1-gallon gourd-style jug with many corks that can magically produce pretty much anything you need. Maximum of 2 gallons in 1 minute, and depending on what you want, whether it's honey, mayonnaise, water, salt water.
I still wonder about that. Who needs that much mayonnaise in one day?
Hey, maybe you have a big bad evil you're facing nemesis-wise who's allergic to eggs and you want to make a bunch of egg salad sandwiches to eat before the dungeon raid. Just saying. Maybe you want to coat something in mayonnaise and see what monsters it attracts. I mean,
Okay.
maybe you can train an owlbear to eat mayonnaise.
Owlbear!
And make it fall in love with the flavor of mayonnaise, and it won't eat anything without a dollop of mayonnaise on it.
Oh, you're crazy.
And, besides, the fact that you can make a gallon of honey on command, come on.
Honey,
Talent.
oh my God. Honey is friggin' expensive. Yeah, are you kidding? Oh, yeah. If one of my characters from the High Sea Shenanigans got a hold of that jug, she'd be brewing mead a lot more than she does now. And she's brewing all the time.
I mean, I could totally see a villain having the alchemy jug and purposely using the honey to basically tie down opponents and pour honey all over them for interrogation, and then either release the bear or release the ants.
God.
Because it's one of those magical items that it has no specific use, but it has 1,000 off the cuff uses.
Oh yeah. Think about a desert campaign. You'd be set for water.
Mm-hmm. You make enough water for an adventuring group with no problem.
Of course, I'd probably want the tiny hut spell for that.
Oh yeah, make your own safe camp spot. That's always a good thing.
Yeah.
So that's going to be our calls for the day: is the alchemy jug, the bag of holding, and the honorable mention of the pearl of power. Which, by the way, if you ever do any undersea stuff, you can totally use the pearl of power as a drop on a bad guy as part of his, armor, or a clamshell purse they have with a pearl in it. You totally do that.
Yeah, why? What a coincidence. My druid, who is a half sea elf, has a pearl of power.
What a coinky-dink.
Mm-hmm. Because it was my, oh, I want this.
Hey, that's why it's important as a GM to ask these things, because that could be part of your player's build is specifically one magic item they want.
Yeah, and she also asked for a trident. A magic trident.
The whole High Seas Shenanigans campaign is for a magic trident.
I know. Although the one we're going after is sentient, so I don't know. Well, we'll see.
Watch what you wish
But
for.
that's a discussion for another time.
Alrighty, guys. Thank you for listening, and we only have 5 more days left. Oh, day 30-something. Oof, that's a good question. Alrighty, guys. Thank you for listening, and have a good evening.
Thank you for listening to D&D Journey of the 5th Edition, a member of the Creative Play and Podcast Network. Please follow us on Patreon at patreon.com/CPPN to never miss a show or stream.